forest in Gujarat. So um, I'm in a client location on for a coaching. Uh, this is a chemistry kickoff that I have come here for. And very interesting perspective Subhash gave. And being here, is my internet okay? Am I audible there,
There is a
Subhash?
light slack, very, very mild. Yeah, but otherwise it's
Yeah,
bearable so far. Yeah.
yeah. Please bear with me. This is the best place I can be in. I have taken a place to come and find some signal. So I have come. Otherwise, where I am staying, there is no signal there at all. One of the things that Subhash and I were talking in our recent connectivity is, how the place, we were talking from a spiritual standpoint and how the place, where you are, has a lot of connectivity to the being. And here I am. I was not aware of this place till such time I landed here. Um, there is no human inhabitation. I mean, in this, they call it transit house where I am in. In the transit house, there are only about two, three of us who are here. And I don't have anyone to talk to other than myself. So the state of being is really uh, put to test. And TV doesn't come. So the state of being is really put to test. Um, Fortunately, it's only 2 to 3.
We are losing you, Swami. Try going off video.
It is 3 days and day tomorrow traveling back home. I leave at 6. Okay. Tomorrow. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. One of the things that I was reflecting uh, as Subhash was talking about intuition, uh, was the 4 levels of listening that Otto Scharmer talks about in Theory U. Yeah. So those of you who have read the book or who have seen his video um, can pick up the 4 levels of listening by Otto Scharmer. Otto Scharmer is an MIT Sloan professor, somebody who's who in the in the space of understanding self, which is the book, which is Theory U. And he says in that book he talks about 4 levels of listening. And as a coach, it's extremely important. Am I audible there? Is everyone able to listen? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Great. Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Shweta. So you can probably share the hyperlink of the YouTube video as well later, Shweta. I'll try doing it from my end. So he talks about 4 levels of listening. For us to really get into that intuition that Subhash was just talking about, right? And the fourth level is what is the level where he recommends that all coaches should be in. And many a times when we look at the conversations that all of us have, we are many occasions we are in level 1 or level 2. Level 1 is I already have something that is there in my mind, and I am listening to you only to get a ratification of what I already have in my mind, which is more in terms of downloading. Yeah. So I I just wanted to make sure that what I know is what you speak, and what you speak relates with already what I know. Level two that Otto Schommer talks about is open mind listening. Now, I am not here to judge what you are going to speak to me is what I already know. So I keep an open mind to what are some of the things that you will speak, which might be new to me in terms of some of the things that you will speak, which again comes with a degree of judgment from my side, which is where it is. Yeah. Uh, and most of our conversations in our day-to-day life, if you closely observe, either happens at level one or level two. Level one, he calls it as downloading. Yeah. The relationship that we maintain with colleagues, with subordinates, with spouse, with children, is all either at level one or level two in terms of our listening. And there is no effort that we take towards wanting to tap the intuition that is required in that space, if you look at it. Level three that he talks about is empathic listening, which is with an open heart. Hmm. Now, I don't look at it to see what else I can listen to from you beyond what I know. I'm looking at it purely from a possibility of how you are coming from, in what space you are coming from. Yeah. Which kind of suspends the judgment of what I know to what are some of the things that I am observing in you when you are speaking, which is what he calls as open heart or the empathic listening. Yeah. In fact, that itself requires a lot of us to get trained on because the real life really does not teach us to do that, which is creating an open space in us to observe the other person, suspending the judgment of what is making the person speak the way he or she is speaking, to allowing the person to express themselves and observing them. Yeah. Some of the things that we do in terms of inquiring, how is it making you feel, without even actually really doing it from an open will, which is where the open heart comes in. Yeah, which is level three listening. Level four listening is where Otto Schammer calls it as generative listening, the tapping of the intuition that Subhash was talking about. And he very beautifully puts it. Uh, Now, this listening is not only based on what the person is currently speaking to me on, but I am, as the person is speaking, connecting with the future possibilities and connecting with the full source of where it is coming from. Yeah. Um, the famous Subhash statement of Zen like that he talks about, right? Where we are completely not us, and we are completely with the client, where we not only look at the current challenges, struggles that the client is facing or he or she is expressing, but we are looking at a higher possibility of the future of the client and listening from that possibility of it. Yeah. Uh, to an extent, when we do the evoking awareness, which is CC7, And then we are trying to tap as to how this awareness being evoked can have a future possibility for the client's life. If we really do it, not for the sake of just getting a tick from the assessor, but from a real space of dissolving ourselves, we get into the level 4 listening, which is the generative listening. In fact, in one of the videos of Otto Schommer, he talks about how, and if you connect this to the coactive coaching concept of dancing in the moment, um, where there is Zubin Mehta, who is the conductor of an orchestra, with a singer, how without just talking to each other, Zubin Mehta is able to tap the potential of the singer to the highest possibility by just making him do things which the singer is able to do, um, is where level 4 listening comes from, the generative listening process comes from. You can watch that video as well in one of the videos where the conductor, one of the world's best music conductor, Zubin Mehta. um, okay, great. So one of the best videos where you can see the possibility, the future possibility being tapped by Zubin Mehta from the singer, and uh, how the whole thing happens is something that is awesome. Um, so that comes from an open will, and when we reach the level of open will, then we are not taking an effort to actually listen, and listening happens at a very different space, which is where Subhash's intuition that he was talking a few minutes ago comes from, where we tap to the intuition of us, and then we are able to connect with the future possibilities of the client. And the true definition of what is coaching from ICF's uh, point of view, right? Maximizing the personal and professional potential actually happens at level 4. And if we cannot reach level 4, maximizing the personal and professional potential actually does not happen. In one of the kickoff meetings that happened with one of the uh, future coaches of mine here, um, this guy has been in the same position for the last 12 years. And I was asking him, this is a chemistry, and I was asking him, how is that you feel that you have been in the same position? And he comes back and says, not so really good about it, but I don't have a choice. We have come to a very remote location and we are operating out of this place. And as the positions open is when we can get it next. And then I was asking, so you are not seeing possibilities of anything beyond what you can get, is what I was asking. He says, I have not even opened my mind to think in that direction, you know, which means there is no future potential the person is able to see in him. So he believes that only when the boss retires will he actually get a chance to move himself into that space. Don't want to go deeper into that conversation, but I'm just talking about how people like us actually have conditioned ourselves, is where I was coming from, where we don't see the maximization of personal and potential, future and professional potential comes from. So I thought I wanted to talk about this, and I was just taking with Subhash, and Subhash said, "Yeah, yeah, sounds connecting." So, as coaches, all of us, the aim for us to take us to generative listening, level four listening, um, and we don't need to actually train ourselves to reach there because no training, I believe, can help us reach there. What can actually help us reach there is how well we are um, operating CC5, which is, you know, presence. When we can truly demonstrate presence, I believe when we can do that, CC6, which is listens actively, happens, and the tapping of the intuition happens, is what I believe. Yeah. Subhash, you can comment, you can add.
No, thanks, Swami. It helps, as you said initially, it helps to be in an environment which is free from all distractions, including people and idiot box. I think you can listen deeply. Yeah, as long as you stay away from leopards. He says, Swami said he's staying on the leopards, night pathway. So just stay away from them. Yeah, thank you for that, Swami. Thank you for coming in and sharing your perspective. We will go into the breakout rooms now. Shweta, over to you. 40 minutes, right? 8:05, we exchange the pairs, and 8:45 we come back. Yeah, at 8:05 we'll remind you. If any partner leaves and you're left alone, come back to the main room. We'll figure out if there anyone else with whom you can connect. Yeah.
Sure.
Last one, one question that stayed with me over the last couple of editions is it distracting when we mentors come in? So today, Rekha and Jail are going to be hopping in from one room to the other. So when we are with the assessor call that I was talking about, we had, the head of that assessor community at ICF global level, she coming in, listening, and then commenting. So I thought, if we assessors can be distracted by head of the vertical, then I thought we learners can be distracted by our mentors also. So don't get distracted. They are there to see if everything is going fine, they'll just silently leave. But if there is anything to comment, they'll comment, right? Because it will be real-time feedback.